switch gears, because a lot of times I hear from students maybe some more negative pathways that they're taking or they're hearing about. And we do want to discuss those and try to give them ways to switch back into healthier behavior. But recognize that there are definitely unhealthy risk factors out there. So one of the things I hear from students is, should I intermittent fast? It's the current fad that's kind of out there. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about what intermittent fasting is, and good, bad, somewhere in between? What are your thoughts?
So intermittent fasting, it can vary. Some people will do, the most common is probably 16/8, meaning that they're going for 16 hours without eating and eating within an 8-hour window most days. There are some people who will go 24 hours without eating or even longer, and they incorporate these into their, month or week or however they go about it. When people are doing intermittent fasting, are within that like fasting window. Sometimes they'll eat bone broth. Sometimes it's okay to have coffee. Like it really just varies from person to person. And I think that's how all of our intake should be. I think we should listen to our body and see what it wants, and listen to, is it screaming at us and telling us like, hey, this is not working? In other words, like your energy levels have changed, you're feeling extreme hunger, perhaps your mood is not that great, and you might want to maybe assess that with other people who spend time with you. Or perhaps if you're an athlete or somebody who's rather active and you're not gaining muscle, or you're feeling like your endurance has changed, then those are definitely red flags. But especially for anybody under 18, I don't think it's that, I wouldn't recommend it. And I think that that's because we're still growing and our body needs these nutrients. And with intermittent fasting, I think there's nothing wrong with listening to your body. And if you're not hungry, then go ahead and maybe skip a meal. That's okay. But if we're looking at our clock or our watch and saying, oh, I'm really hungry, but it's only, 11 o'clock and I have to wait until 12, that's not a good thing. We want to be very in tune with the body, and having this ongoing conversation with your body on a daily basis. But especially for individual, I think if we can go like a 12-hour window without eating overnight, that's generally what I encourage people, just so that your body has some time to not focus on digestion and absorption. It can focus on detoxification and clearing out the gunk from your brain that can lead to, over time and years, Alzheimer's or dementia. And so I do think it's very beneficial to go periods of time without eating and not having like meals and snacks constantly. But I think the most important thing is listening to your body. And if you're eating, balanced meals and snacks, and you're hungry in a couple hours after eating, then go ahead and have a snack, right? Or if you're finding this is more of an inconvenience, I don't have time to incorporate the snack, put more food with your meal, right? What happens when individuals do this intermittent fasting is, especially if you're only eating within an 8-hour window, the goal is not that you decrease your calories, because that can throw off your metabolism. So it's eating the amount of calories that you would normally eat in perhaps a 16-hour window or 12-hour window, and now you're cramming it all in, and that's a lot of additional stress on your digestive system, and that can affect your energy in a negative way. So I really think it's more about just listening to your hunger cues and fueling your body in a balanced way, so that you kind of create that balance, and knowing that it's going to change from day to day, and that's okay. You don't have to follow a specific like set time for your eating.
Perfect. I think that really summed it up well.